Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen, where today I'm going to show you how to make what I call the ultimate oatmeal cookie. And the reason it's the ultimate cookie is because I made these once, sat down with a friend in my kitchen, and we ate the lion's share of that batch. They were so delicious. So here we go. This is 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and that's 172 grams. And I'm putting 1 1/2 cups or 300 grams of brown sugar in here. And if you have dark brown sugar, that's even better. So we're going to turn this on and let this cream. And this will take about a minute before we move to the next step. This is what I think of as part one of creaming. I added, you'll see there's some brown stuff around the edges of my bowl. I added some molasses because I want this to be a dark brown sugar, which I did not have. You can actually make white sugar into a brown or dark brown sugar if you have molasses, and I have a video on that which I'll post at the end of this video. The second part of this creaming process is to add your egg. And I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. That was 1 large egg. Vanilla goes in, and 1 more minute high speed. Okay, I'm going to scrape this down and put the dry ingredients together. This is 1 1/4 cups of white flour, AP flour, all-purpose. That's 180 grams, and that goes into a small bowl with 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm also going in with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And these are your dry ingredients, and you just mix those together. Next up, we have the chunky stuff, as I think of it. This is 1 1/4 cups of rolled oats, which is 98 grams, and 1 cup, 114 grams of toasted pecans. These went into a 350-degree oven, which is 175 Celsius, for about 7 minutes. They get nice and toasty. It brings the flavor out in it, and then I chopped it up. I'm also adding 1 cup, which is 165 grams of chopped. These are a tart cherry. You can also use cranberry, and in fact, if you don't have pecans, you can use walnuts here. This gets mixed up. I'm going to add a semi-sweet chocolate, but my husband cannot eat chocolate, and so I'm doing half of the recipe for the chocolate, and I'm going to add it a little later after everything is mixed together. So for a full recipe, you want 4 ounces of chocolate. You can use chips or just bittersweet chocolate bars that you chop up. So now the dry ingredients go in. It goes in all at once, and you want this to go at a very low speed, just until everything's blended. As soon as that's blended, you can add this other mixture of the oats with the cherries and the pecans. It smells so good already. And just make sure that's incorporated. And that looks good. I'm using a silicone mat. You can use parchment paper, you can use a baking spray, or just oil the pan, whatever floats your boat. This is the easiest way to make cookies. I have these little dishers, they're little ice cream scoops. With these cookies, when you do a big scoop, what's going to happen is you'll have a very soft, chewy center because of that brown sugar, and the edges will be crispy. If you use a small scoop, you're just not going to get that same effect. It depends on what you like, what you want to do. I'm going to go full force, big cookie today, and I should get 16 of these. Now for the other half of this batch, I'm going to add the chocolate chips. I'm just going to flatten these out a little bit. You want to stagger them so that the heat hits them and they each have a little bit of room. These go into a 350 oven, which is 175 Celsius. This is going to take about 22 minutes or so to bake. So if you don't have a convection oven or a fan oven, what you want to do is rotate the pans, pull the top one out, turn it around, and put it on the bottom shelf, and vice versa. Take the one from the bottom, rotate it, put that back in. And if you have a convection, you shouldn't have to do that. But take a look at them while they're baking. I can't wait for these to come out already. So I'll see you in 22 minutes. Well, some of these ran together. Don't care. These are so good. So when you take cookies out of the oven, they're very soft, and what you need to do is just let them sit just for a few minutes before you lift them and put them onto a cooling rack. And this, in my oven, this took exactly 22 minutes. So that was just enough time to clean the kitchen. Yay. I've already had a little taste because, oh, these are so delicious. So my tool of choice to get them off the pan was a paint scraper. This one's dedicated to the kitchen. I don't scrape walls and then use this in the kitchen, but just thought I'd show you that. But you want a wide spatula anyway. Let's taste this. The brown sugar, even though these have cooled, the brown sugar keeps them moist and chewy on the middle part of the cookie, and then the edge is crispy. The textures that are in here, it's a little tartness from the cherries and the pecans with the cherries. This is a really fabulous cookie. It's a keeper. Please try this recipe. Let me know if you do. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you.